the congressman did talk about the frustration, and I've been reading this as well from text messages from Democrats about the lack of fact-checking that happened, not only by the moderators, who did none of it, but by President Biden, who was unable to keep up with it. These are some of the things that former President Trump said. He said he gave the largest tax cut in history. He didn't. It ranks below dozens of others. Trump said every legal scholar wanted Roe versus Wade overturned. That's not true. 3 Supreme Court justices dissented. He said Biden encouraged Putin to attack Russia. Not true. Biden imposed sanctions on Russia and issued repeated warnings not to invade. He said he tried to send in the National Guard on January 6th. Multiple witnesses, members of his own staff who were with him that day, say he did not. And the commander of the National Guard testified he waited hours for authorization. He said it was a made-up story, that he said there were very fine people on both sides in Charlottesville. He's on camera saying exactly that. He said migrants are living in luxury hotels. They are not. They're living in hotels in New York City. They're definitely not luxurious. He said the southern border is the most dangerous place in the world. I think the people in Gaza and Ukraine would like to have a word. He said Biden is in favor of babies being delivered and then murdered under abortion policies. That does not happen. That would be homicide. It is not abortion.
There was a statement that the former Virginia governor made that's been taken out of context.
You know, look, here's the problem. These are all correct assertions. It's about whether or not you can make the case in real time. It is not a written test. It's an oral exam. And it's about which one of these two, because you got two terrible choices, is less bad. And this is going to be a nose-holding election, the likes of which we've never seen.
And when Hillary Clinton
used to say the double haters?
The double haters. Hillary Clinton used to say the fact checkers, the fact checkers, the fact checkers. It got her nowhere. Oh, well, pay attention to the fact checkers.
Nobody's paying attention to the fact checkers.
Nobody's paying attention to the facts.
Including my little monologue.
This is the job, and thank you for doing it. But look, this is about how you justify your bad choice. That's what it is. You can't tell me that Trump is the guy you want to be, who you'd want dating your sister, who you'd want running your business. You can't tell me that Joe Biden is up to it. You feel confident in him getting the 3 a.m. call. You know this country has to do better. That's what tonight screamed at us. What do we do about it? Who knows?
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.